What's up, YouTube? Maria and I are going on a 4-day Nile River cruise in this humongous master suite. Oh wow. Yeah. We have a bar, we have a reading area, we have a dining table, we have this huge bed, and most importantly, we have 2 bathrooms. Stay tuned, let's go. Time to feast.
Lunch day 1. Stop number 1 on day 1 of our cruise, the unfinished obelisk and the quarry.
Look here how it's easy to destroy it.
This is the unfinished obelisk. It's all chopped up, as you can see. They cut holes just like Maria was trying to cut with some volcanic stone. Then they shoved some really dry trees into those holes. Add water so that those trees expand and start to create a crack along. The reason it's called the unfinished obelisk, the reason they never took it out of the ground, is there's a crack along the obelisk itself. Maybe you're like me and you're wondering, after they take that obelisk out of the quarry, how do you move it? And what we learned is before the dam was built, the dam in Aswan, the Nile used to flood all the way down to Aswan. They would actually just put a boat under the obelisk, and the boat would then get picked up by the flood and carry it down to Cairo or Luxor or wherever, and then they would pick it up from there.
Location number 2 of the day. We're at the Isis Temple, and it looks so cool.
The Isis Temple is often referred to as the Philae Temple or Philae Island, but Philae Island is actually flooded, so they've relocated the temple to another island.
This is how we transfer the temple.
How many pieces was it again?
47,200.
47,200 pieces moved from the original island using nails like this to put the puzzle pieces together.
When they changed it to Christianity, I think he said, the cross
The
was
wooden
there.
doors are gone, and
If you look here, right here, there's a black mark on not just this pillar, but a lot of these pillars. I mentioned that they had to relocate this temple because it was on a sinking island, and that mark shows where the water used to be before they relocated everything.
Day 1 of the cruise was a success.
And it's time for cocktails.
We haven't stepped outside yet of this cruise ship.
What is that called? The deck?
We haven't been aboard the deck yet.
Ahoy.
So this is our first time checking it out. It's at night, so I don't know if you'll be able to see, but we'll see it in much more detail tomorrow. But here's a night view.
The gym. First things first.
And now we're checking out the upstairs. So there's a lower deck and an upper deck. This was fun to check out. Now we are off to dinner, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early. We're just exploring after dinner, and I guess this is the entertainment room. No one's in here except they're blasting 50 Cent. Why not, I guess.
can have it your way. How do you want it? You gon' bet that.
Good morning.
Good morning. This was maybe the best sleep of my life. This bed is so comfortable. It's firm like a brick, but I really like that.
Our second day on the cruise isn't too busy in the morning, so we're gonna start with a nice relaxed breakfast. This morning we looked out the window and there was another ship right next to us, and it turns out we can just walk on over. This isn't a door to another room. This is another ship completely. So we are walking on the Royal Beau Rivage. Time to explore. On to the third ship neighboring our own. Our timing was perfect to explore the other ships because, as you can see,
What if we were on that while it disconnected?
Bon voyage, Beau Rivage.
I'm still wondering, if we were just walking around upstairs. No one knew we were there.
Tip for traveling, make your own adventures, because I don't think we were supposed to be allowed on those ships. I'm one that's prone to get a little bit motion sick, so I was a little concerned about going on this trip. But to be honest, the Nile is so calm that you really don't feel the rocking. So don't let that stop you from going on this kind of trip. It's time to see our own deck.
A lot of the other passengers are going on excursions right now, so there's tours to some temples and some other things, but we got here one day early, so we did a lot of that exploring on our own, which you can see in some of the other videos.
Time to see the upper level. This is perfect if you want to get tan or die in the heat. It's supposed to be 107 degrees later today. This pool does really help cool you off. But what's really cool is from here you can see Elephantine Island. Right there is the Bob Marley restaurant that we were at when we were exploring Aswan on our own. So if you haven't seen that video, watch our Exploring Aswan video where we spent $40 on spices and herbs. Tried camel stew, but for now we're gonna stay on this ship and go where the Nile takes us. Cheers. Day 2 of our Nile River Cruise, and we just have one temple, and it's the Kom Ombo Temple. Who made these holes?
French people to tie the horses here.
Damn it, French. So look how there's still color thousands of years afterwards. That's amazing. This missing piece and places like that where you don't see any pillars or walls are because the Ottoman Empire would come in and basically use this as a quarry. So they were just taking walls down and using the stone for themselves. So I'm walking into the crypt of the high priest, where he would hide in here and speak into this hole behind me, which would echo through the temple And this is where he would say, "Hey, send me your offerings." And people would believe it was the voice of their gods.
And then he would hide the offerings in this crypt down there. So he just pretended to be a god, got tons of gold and diamonds and shit, and hid it underground.
The great thing about our guide is he knows when it gets busy, and he knows when it's time for us to run and beat the crowds.
They're mango trees, and it smells so good. Like, you can smell the mango. We learned so much at the Kom Ombo Temple, and even just being able to get up close to all the inscriptions and even touch them, knowing that they're so old. It's just really cool. So now we're just enjoying a really nice sunset on the roof deck of our boat before we start dinner, and I think there's a kind of a show. Tonight's dinner is all Egyptian food, which we love. Yeah, having a relaxing night because tomorrow we have to be up at 5:30 a.m. But still...
Oh, no. We have to be up
we have to be
before
we have to be
5:30
ready
a.m.
at 5:30 a.m.
I'm getting koshari, which we had in Cairo at Mina House. I'm gonna get kafta, which we had in Aswan at Katodul. And if you're interested about those places, make sure you subscribe and see earlier videos from our playlist because Aswan and Cairo were delicious. It's 5 a.m. and I'm outside. The sun's not up yet, but we are on our way to catch Edfu Temple before the ship continues on and has to go through this canal. The canal only is open during certain hours of the day. So I'm excited to see Edfu Temple. Maria showed me some previews and there's a giant bird statue, so stay tuned. Even though it's early, there were so many ships at the dock, and that's because this location is kind of middle point between the ships coming down from Luxor and up from Aswan. So it means that everybody's here. So huge line. We thought we were gonna get ahead of the pack like we did at the last temple, but ahead of the pack here still means quite a few people, as you can see behind me. This temple rules.
He's so happy.
Above me, you can see the goddess Nut, the goddess of the sky.
So this temple, it's really well preserved, like in terms of structure. You can see all the columns and everything like that, which is really cool. But a lot of the actual scenes, the faces are defaced by, I guess, the early Christians who didn't want to be like associated with this type of religion. So almost every single face is carved out, which is kind of nuts.
Back to the ship in time for breakfast. Since we got up so early, by the time we got back to the ship, it's actually perfect timing for some bird watching on the Nile. I've actually seen a lot of like egrets, herons, plovers, and stints just like up against the water. It's really cute and peaceful until you start to see the boatside hawkers throwing product up. What you don't have footage of is one of them actually threw a bag of clothes at me, and I panicked and just bopped it right back to them. So this narrow little section is a canal.
It's still day 3 of our Nile River Cruise, but we've had a chance to take a nap, enjoy the pool, have lunch, and now we're off to our second temple of the day, which is Karnak Temple. It is going to be one of the largest. I actually don't know anything about it. I didn't do any prior research, so we are both going to be surprised and can't wait to see it. This is the second largest temple in the world, which is crazy. Second only to Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot capture the scale of where we are. So I'll do my very best to compare Maria to the top of all these walls. This temple is beautiful, but that also just means that I have to take a lot of pictures for Instagram. Nowadays, you see obelisks like everywhere, but they actually used to have a gold tip, and it would emanate through all the land around. And that was because these obelisks were considered a means to connect with God, with Amun-Ra.
This is a sacred scarab. Supposedly, if you walk around once, you'll be happy for a day. If you walk around twice, you'll be happy for 2 weeks, and if you walk around 3 times, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. And look at Miguel. Keep going. More times. It's 108 degrees also. All right, fingers crossed.
Subscribe to see if I'm happy in the end. All of these facts about the temples are not from me, but they are from our master historian
Thank you.
and expert, Sultan.
Thank you,
So
bro.
if you're coming to
Wish
visit,
that you
make
enjoyed.
sure that you book a tour with Memphis Tours
Thank you.
and look out for Sultan.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
If you look closely at the pillars right here, you can actually see some damage marks from when Napoleon Bonaparte was here training his soldiers with cannons. So these are cannonball holes. Hey guys.
It's day 4 of our cruise. Very early in the morning again. I think it's 6:30 in the morning. Our first stop of the day are the Colossi of Memnon.
Another name for it is the ghosts, the 2 ghosts, and that's because apparently there was like a little gap in their chest and it caused whistling at night. To the people at the time, they thought that the whistling was the speaking of the gods.
We are at our second stop of the day. We're about to go up the steps to the Temple of Hatshepsut, one of the famous queens of Egypt.
Even though this is the Temple of Hatshepsut, all the areas where you're supposed to see her, she's actually completely carved out of history. That's because her predecessor, Thutmose III, came in angry and wanted his vengeance and wanted her removed from the walls.
The colors are so vivid, and it's like over 3,000 years old.
Here's something that I think is really funny. We have here a bunch of people bringing gifts and arriving on boat, but right here, see this guy kind of annoyed because he's getting stabbed in the ankle from the guy behind him by accident.
We are at our final stop. We're at the Valley of the Kings, which you can see it looks like just a huge valley, but there's entrances to 62 tombs, and we will visit 3 of them today.
At each tomb, there's a 10-minute time limit per person because of the carbon that we exhale and how it affects all of the colors inside the tombs. So hold your breath. Our second tomb is for Ramses IX. There's 11 of them. Fun fact, when snakes are depicted in front, it means that the snakes are the protectors. When they're depicted behind, it means that they're chasing you and you're being punished.
And last, the tomb of Ramses III. This is supposed to be the most colorful one. Excited to see it.
In the ceiling, you can see these stars. They're actually 5-pointed stars. And I asked our guide, hey, is it just like our 5-pointed stars? But these stars are actually representations of souls. Head, arms, legs.
So amazing to see. Over 3,000 years old. It's just crazy how vibrant the colors remain. We can only see 3 today. There are 62 total. Hopefully one day we can come back and see the rest.
Next up is a pleasant surprise. We're gonna watch the ancient tactics for masonry of granite and stone and alabaster passed down for generations.
Miguel's favorite statue that we saw at one of the temples was the giant Horus statue, so now he's getting a mini one.
Over the course of our 4-day Nile River Cruise, we saw 7 temples, all led by our amazing guide, and I think something that was really valuable was our group of 6 people, all of them being so much fun.
We highly recommend, as you're doing your research, to try to find a group that is small because it'll allow you also to ask any questions that you want. There's much more flexibility.
Once you're finished with the excursion and you make it back to the ship, they made sure that you were comfortable and all the staff were really kind and welcoming.
All of the meals were incredible. They were buffet style. I did not have a single bad meal here. There was also plenty of time to relax in the sun and enjoy the pool.
We had an unforgettable time. This is one of the most unique trips we've ever gone on. Next up is snorkeling in Hurghada and exploring the Red Sea.
See you next time.